My name's Paul Deutschman, founder of Deutschman Design, a Montreal-based design company that specializes in design of vehicles. Anything from Le Mans race cars all the way to ambulances and school buses and pretty much everything in between. The first high-profile design commission was the Porsche Speckster, which appeared on the covers of Motor Trend and Sports Car Illustrated magazines. And that was like a futuristic Porsche, and a very exciting project. But the long-term effect was that it brought Reeves Callaway and myself together. We started working on car projects. Our very first car project was the world's fastest streetcar, 254-mile-an-hour streetcar. And we are actually still working together to this day. Many other exciting projects in the years, and really one of my very favorite ones is, of course, the TRex. My first exposure to the whole project was photographs of the three-wheeled chassis that Daniel Campagna developed, which really immediately grabbed my attention because it was well balanced, it looked great. It was a little skimpy on the bodywork. I thought, yeah, you know, could use a body to become more inviting, say. And apparently it went around the racetrack really, really fast. So a fantastic chassis. A nice surprise when a Montreal entrepreneur whose name is Daniel Noiseux contacted me and said, Paul, do you think you could do some body work for this Daniel Campagna's three-wheel chassis? Of course, my immediate answer was absolutely yes. That's how the three of us, Daniel Noiseux, Daniel Campagna, and Paul Deutschman, got together. And I guess we were the three conspirators to bring the TRex. You know, the TRex had a super bike motorcycle engine. It kind of it wasn't going to be a kind of a nostalgic or retro design, and it was also needed to be something that would hopefully have longevity, not just be a flash for a couple of weeks, but something that would be enjoyable over the years. And so the idea in the design was to work with the chassis, not hide it, but enhance the inherent proportions that the chassis has. And that's why you know, the bodywork is minimalist. It's muscular, sinewy. It's a voracious performing machine. So I think allowing the design to look a little mean, and it just seemed like a natural fit. And also with the use of the front nose and the long tail, or the buttresses that flow to the back of the vehicle, managed to enhance the proportions of the chassis. It wasn't like thinking, you know, make it look like a dinosaur or a reptile in particular, but just it did have to have character, though. It had to have a look that would make a mark when people see it. They're not going to forget. And to be honest, that we're 20 years after, and it's still in production, it's still getting attention. You can't predict that kind of thing. And so I'm just very, very happy that it's still an actual entity. Yeah. I think it just validates, it shows that the TRex was in fact a forerunner that was well ahead of its time. There's certain DNA that I think needs to be carried on to the next generation. And I do think that the TRex configuration, the chassis that Daniel Campagna developed, I think the configuration is the winning configuration. There are other players in the three-wheel game, but the center of gravity isn't as low, the drivetrain isn't as simple and straightforward, and I mean, I'm not even going to mention the styling, but I think that TRex still has that advantage. I was reading an article, and it was about some a very sad article about some guy who who'd been beaten up by the Detroit police. And I was reading the article, and the guy's name was Malice Green. What kind of mother calls their child Malice? But here it was. And right at that same moment, we were trying to decide what color to paint the first prototype T-Rex. I said, I saw this name, I said, it's Malice Green. For a T-Rex, Malice, it's got to be that. When I was talking to, doing the first interview with Auto Week regarding the first T-Rex prototype, I mentioned this this story about Malice Green, and I said, don't print it. But sure enough, under the caption, the color is Malice Green. So that was the prototype.